as far as influencing Iran. There's no evidence that anything we're doing is influencing Iran at this point. We are defeated, and nothing he does at this point is going to make any difference. And the Iranians have made that very clear. That's why they've said they have no intention of negotiating with this administration. They'll wait until he leaves office, presumably in 2029. I think he might go earlier. But having said that, they know that we are not governed per se by Donald Trump or the voice of the American people. These institutions and the people in them have all been purchased by the Zionist Jewish billionaires who are actually in control. And there's no point in talking to them. You might as well try to talk to Netanyahu. And I think they know that's a waste of time.
Dramatically raising the price of airline traffic, and that's everything, not just passengers, but also transport, et cetera. Or they're going to have to start cutting routes because they just physically don't have enough jet fuel at any price. You see U.S. carriers are also taking a financial hit. That's something that will probably hit before the end of the month. And without the strait being fully open, and that means both sides, that's going to be a problem. How are we going to mitigate that?
Well, I don't think we can, frankly, unless we wise up and essentially disengage from the war. The days when the United States Navy secured global seaways are over. I mean, that's the principal defeat. He says the United States Navy is doing a brilliant job controlling the strait. Well, it's parked outside of the strait, far enough away that if it's taken under attack, it has a chance to avoid being struck. What is the U.S. Navy actually doing other than harming the global economy and our own? It certainly isn't helping us in terms of our national security. So I think ultimately what happens in the Gulf is that the non-Western world, Iran and other countries in the region, as well as around the world, will resolve the situation in the Gulf, not us.
Basically, we're not going to open the Strait of Hormuz until you correct your behavior, which they define as you must never threaten Iran again, permanently end the war, and with its allies in the region, lift the naval blockade, withdraw forces from the region, completely compensate Iran, and release our foreign assets, which is everything from the memorandum of understanding, but all up front. Instead of before, there was, I think, only three main things that we had to do: drop the blockade, release sanctions, and then provide frozen funds, which we didn't do. But everything else was supposed to be negotiated. Now they're saying all the things to negotiate have to be up front, or they're not going to open the Strait of Hormuz. And the question is, with that resource sovereignty to whatever degree, is that enough for them to maintain that even with the blockade longer than we can?
Well, remember that Iran is a continental power, which means that it has support and sustainment coming into it from Russia as well as China. We're a maritime power. Whatever we do has to go 6,000 miles, largely by ship and secondarily by air. And the bases that we're operating from are no longer bases in close proximity to Iran, which means that we've got that much further to go than we normally would, whether it's to launch strikes or to conduct surveillance or anything else. The Houthis inside Al-Ansarah have now attacked Saudi Arabia's shipping in the Red Sea. The Saudis aren't moving anything out of Yanbu. They can turn around and destroy Yanbu if they decide to do it. And they can also reach oil infrastructure as well from southern Yemen. So I guess my point is, from a purely strategic calculus standpoint, the Iranians, in Donald Trump's words, hold all the cards, Dan. We don't hold any at this point.